Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This is a daily tarot oracle reading, Tattletales from Tales from the Vector. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. This is a collective or general reading, so be aware that parts of it may or may not resonate with you. Take what works for you, leave the rest. I already shuffled and washed the cards, but I'm just giving them a quick cut and a shuffle, and we will begin with the underlying energy from this reading. And the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck is the Two of Pentacles. So the Two of Pentacles talks about multitasking. And I know a lot of us, it's the holiday season now, and that's the energy that a lot of people are in. So I'm doing this reading around the 15th, and the energy is about having to juggle money, juggle time, juggle energy. That's kind of the holiday season, and the momentum is building. We're running out of days. Did you want to come up here? Did you want to come up here? No? You're just being a pain? Go away, Stella. Don't yell. This is talking about the momentum building and like running out of time kind of energy. So the multitasking, this card can represent several things. Sometimes it's saying that if you multitask to the point of where there's more quantity than quality, and it can also talk about juggling. So juggling money, juggling options, and don't juggle your morals. That's the kind of energy that we're dealing with. And at this time, it's the 15th of December, and so a lot of people are in this energy. We have a new moon on the 19th, 20th, and that is in Sagittarius, so it's even more action just before, Christmas, basically. And then on the 21st, we have the solstice. So the solstice reminds us that there's light at the end of the tunnel. So if you're, eventually this energy also will shift and change. So I'm going to see what the first card we have. Oh, okay. So like feeling like I'm just going to double check that I have this set up properly. Yes, I do. I just completed a reading and realized that after charging my mic, I didn't turn it on. So I'm being extra careful with the technology here. So this is talking about being caught in a never-ending nightmare, feeling like, one day is the same after the other. I'm in this, I'm in a hurry. I'm doing this and that. I can't, it's not enough time. A lot of people feel this energy at this time of year. And just in general, especially here where I am, by 3:30, it's getting dark. And so it's it doesn't feel like, you still have the same time, but it's dark. And it just you're looking at the clock and you're thinking, is it 10 o'clock at night and it's 3 in the afternoon kind of energy. So that's the never-ending nightmare. And this card just makes it feels like you're going through the motions, but you're not really getting anywhere kind of energy. There's not enough hours in the day. That's the energy I'm picking up right now for this energy. We'll see. It might change a little bit. Yeah, wanting peace of mind. So this is about this energy sometimes can say that you are in this energy and now you had some sort of enlightenment in the middle of the night. And it's okay, how can I make this energy better? And this can be talking about you had a revelation and you woke up and you're trying to remember the dream or trying to remember the steps that came to you. This energy is also a quilt here, which has cosmic symbols of astrology on it. And so this is talking about the universe having you covered. And I really get, it's also talking about it's like the light after the dark. On the solstice, we have the longest night followed by the shortest day. And then after that, the days are going to start getting longer and the nights will get shorter. There's going to be more light than dark, less confusion than understanding. So that's reminding all of us that these cycles are changing cycles. There's a new moon coming up, which is time to embrace the new. We have a new year coming up, and it's time to let go of the old and move into the new. That's so cool that these two cards showed up just like this together, because it's talking about, even though it may seem like it's a never-ending nightmare, the change is the one constant we can all rely on. So the thoughts have been hung on the wall, and there's a sword on the ground just showing this person is resting their mind. And here we have in the stained glass window representing like a church. So this person could be in prayer and meditation. And there's letters on here that say Pax, and that represents peace. So this is about peace of mind. And also I'm taking a little moment for yourself, just some time for yourself to stop this busy energy and just take a breather. You deserve to just, chill out for a little bit so that you can rest up. And then this is about like the 10 of Pentacles, the lifestyle and everything. So this energy is talking about, this card normally comes in and it's like, oh, it's raining money and da-da-da-da. But it talks also about a lifestyle that I'm following these cards. It's kind of like thinking like, I got to make some changes in my lifestyle. Like I don't want to keep this up. This now, in the new year, I want to live a lifestyle more where I have time to visit and I have time like to enjoy where I live instead of being away from it all the time, and having more time with my pets and my family and all that kind of energy. So it could be this is a good time of year to go to have that time. And so a lot of people during right from about this time, the 15th to probably the 5th of January, you're not going to get much done anyway. So you may as well go inward and really think about, okay, what are the changes I want to implement from 2024, which has 2 + 2 + 4 is 9 year. So 2025, sorry, 2 + 2 + 2 + 2 is 4 + 5 is 9. And so we're not just ending a year, we're ending a decade basically, in 9 years, and we're moving into this new way of being in 2026. It's a 1 year. So we're going to feel, a lot of people are already feeling this energy quite intensely, especially with the new moon being in Sagittarius. It's about action and wanting to take action and move forward in a different way. So a lot of people are already feeling this energy moving into this new year. And we have the 6 of Pentacles here. So this is talking about, how you're investing your time and your energy and your money, where are you, why are you so busy? Who are you giving your energy and your money and your time to? Do you want to be there's some that you might want to do, and then you're weighing that out. What about, I'm not going to give this person my energy anymore. They already have something in their pocket. I need to focus on these things. This is what I need to focus on for myself, taking a critique of, okay, where am I leaking energy, and what can I stop doing so I'm not this busy, and start doing so that I invest my time in a better way. And this will gain momentum in the other way, just like it's gaining momentum in the way of feeling too busy. And the problem with multitasking, it's great to be a multitasker, but you can get to the point where you're multitasking so much that you have more quantity than quality. And so the Empress is here, and she's a good one to take example from, because the Empress represents all 4 queens in the deck rolled into one person. So she's sitting here on her throne. The wheat here represents, she's planted her seeds. She's counting on nature to water it. You don't take a sprinkler out to the field to water, well, you can. I mean, there is irrigation, but normally that's not what, that's a lot of work. She relies on nature. And she's pregnant with possibility. This card can also represent someone who's pregnant. And if, it's kind of like if you've ever been pregnant, how, it's the energy, by the time you get to those final days of pregnancy, you're ready. And you feel like, I'm never going to have this baby. I'm always going to be pregnant. It just is an energy, it's kind of of wanting a change. And so she's sitting here and she knows, naturally, the baby's going to come out. Eventually, the baby's going to come out. And eventually, the nights are going to be shorter and the days are going to be longer. And eventually, the season are going to change, that kind of energy. And so, you know, recognizing if you're in a situation right now that you're finding really challenging, that looking at like, hey, like there's still 10 pentacles here. That's the most pentacles that you can get. And perhaps you feel like you're down to 6 pentacles because you've been juggling your money and your time and just looking at, okay, where is all this going and how can I use the abundance I have to move forward in a better way in the new year. I feel like that's, you know, put down some burdens. So it feels like you're carrying like there's 10 wands here, and it looks like, okay, this person is really burdened. And it's talking about like some of these wands are seeds that they planted, and they might be heavy because of the fruit, but some of them might be burdens that don't belong to you, and you're carrying them and you're trying to, you know, you're exhausted from it. So this is talking about putting some of these burdens down, and you're so close. Like, it's like, don't give up now, you know, just get more balance in your life. That's what this energy is representing. And then we have, dun, da, 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 the truth comes out. So this is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God. So this is what I just said here is the bottom line is what you have to work with. And God is saying you have everything you need to work with. This is a gift from the universe. Your mind is a gift from the universe. You are a gift from the universe to the world. And this is talking about you're getting to the truth. And when you get to the truth of where your time, your investment, you know, where you're investing your energy, whether that be money, time, whatever, that you will be able to quiet your mind. And if you go inward like this, that will quiet your mind. When you discipline your mind, then you will have freedom. You'll have more freedom to do what you were meant to do. And recognize also that the Empress can represent someone who is a male in their feminine energy, as well as a female in the feminine energy. And so there's some energy here of feeling like this can represent heartache. It can represent a heartbreaking decision has to be made. So I feel like you're struggling with being this Empress that maybe has it all together, but you realize that you're juggling too much to maintain this position, and you need to put some of these burdens that don't belong to you down. And some of them might just be coming from the thoughts that you have of how you have to handle things. And you could go inward and put your thoughts down and just meditate on it and pray on it and get the resolution that you need so that you come to some truth about how to manage your time better, basically. And your energy, like, time, money, and your money. Money is energy. So this card talks about feeling like unappreciated is the energy I'm getting here. That you feel like, this is heartbreaking decision being made. So you might be walking away and just like, I can't keep going. Like, I don't have the energy to keep going like the Empress, like I used to. And I have to make a change. And so this can talk about not being able to speak your truth and trying to make yourself heard, but nobody's hearing you when you say, I'm tired, I can't take on another burden, I've got too much on my plate as it is. But you're the person maybe in the family that has always been able to look after everybody and look after things and look after all the problems. And now you're in a position where you can't really, you're either speaking your truth and no one's hearing you, or you just haven't been able to get the words out. This is in someone's throat, and this is your heart's desires. This can also, because this is a gift, a reward from the universe, and this is a reward of the truth coming out, and you've seen the truth, that that energy is could be your subconscious mind that is developed from the time you're born to about 6 or 7, and your unconscious mind. So you know what you were meant to come here on the planet for, and who you are within. And your conscious mind, like what you're consciously aware of, where your energy's going and stuff, that this is now needs to be in alignment with your heart's desires. This, I'm building a pyramid, and this is what the tools that you have. And this is the obstacles that you're going to have to overcome to be able to get out of this energy. And it's going to require strength. And I'm getting, yes, this energy of going back to your childhood. So reaching deep into yourself, facing fears that you've had maybe since you were a child, or that are being brought up from your subconscious mind about, like, maybe people won't love you if you speak your truth, or maybe, you know, that kind of energy. And so this is talking about, the lion represents fear. And you being brave enough to reach into the lion's mouth and face your fears so that you can start having this infinite potential that you were born to have. And so this Empress energy is all about the earth. It's about how to manifest and generate, like be constantly regenerating your information. And then we have, yes, okay, you're starting to see that where the give and take, like what you need to change in the give and take. So you're kind of planted this one, the actions that you would normally take, I feel. And maybe that's one of the ones that you're putting down. And you're getting ready to do that in a different way. And so recognizing that you have the world in your hands and you have a lot going for you. You got 10 Pentacles, you got the lifestyle, but you just don't have any time or whatever to invest in yourself, I feel, is the energy. And so it's maybe just needing to go on a holiday, or deciding, you know what, I'm tired of living where I'm living. Let's move. Let's move to a different part of the world. I'm tired of the career I'm in. I've gotten everything I can out of it. I want to move to another company, or I want to take a different position within my company, or I want to sell my company and I want to move forward, because we don't see any cups here yet. This feels like it's more about lifestyle and business, etc. And then we have Justice here. So this is sitting right on this money here. So sometimes this can be, you've been underpaid, you've been taking less than you should, and you're not settling for crumbs anymore. You want to be paid and compensated for your time and energy in all ways, and like not just in money, but in, if you want an even exchange of energy, you do not want to be giving more than you're taking. And you're starting to recognize where that's happening by going inward, and you're about to implement it. So this is giving justice to you for yourself about, where am I going to, my health, wealth, and happiness is important to me. Where am I going to, what changes do I need to make in my thinking to change this energy here? And we have marriage here. So this is fulfillment. This is the marriage card. So this is, maybe you're considering getting married. And like, maybe you've been working, and juggling your time and energy so that you'll have this 10 of Pentacles, so that you can afford to get married and have the family that you want. And that's the energy maybe that you're deciding, you know what? Maybe you met someone and you're thinking, hey, I'm ready to, maybe you've been heartbroken in the past when you got into relationships. And, you know, you're overthinking it now. And so let's see what this energy is about. We've got the Hangman here. So I feel like this energy, you might be in and feel like you're in a never-ending nightmare, but you woke up. Oops, sorry. I got excited and I bounced my camera here. So you got some sort of revelation in the middle of the night, and you're like, that this is what the Hangman hangs from the tree of knowledge until they get some enlightenment. And a lot of times that enlightenment does come like in the wee hours of the morning, and it's like the Holy Spirit is speaking to you, and it's kind of like this energy. So this can represent not just a never-ending nightmare, but the end to it. And someone's sitting and going, what was that dream about? You know, I was supposed to do this, and you were shown exactly how, you know, the steps that you need to take to empower you to have the truth of how you need, of what you change, what you're going to change about yourself. This is like taking this energy of what you have and the obstacles, and now we're going to get courage to move into, oh, look at that. So you're making a move. And now there's 2 ones planted. So I feel like you might be making a move to get married, or to ask someone to marry you, or someone's asked you if you know, because that's, the Empress is definitely marriage material for sure. Very highly suitable, desired for marriage material. And so perhaps you've been proposed to, or you're thinking about proposing, that kind of energy. And remember, this can be a male in his feminine energy, more his intuitive energy, taking action on that, or this could be a female in that feminine energy, as well as the male. Yeah, and there we have it. Those 3 swords. You've been disappointed in love 3 times, and you're wondering, should I take this cup of love that the universe is sending my way? And you don't want the same old shift here. You don't want to end up like this. And look at that. You're meditating on these 3 relationships in your past that were heartbreaking for you. But they're in the past. And that's what's like, it's like, okay, this is like the big fish in the little pond. Move on if this is what you want. And take the step forward. And the universe is giving you, God is handing you another opportunity to have this lifestyle that you've been wanting. I like this. This is good energy. And magic happens. So this card, the Magician, when the Fool starts on a new cycle, on a new journey, the Fool has the tools, you know, the Fool, this is the first card they come across, and they pick up the tools that they have to move forward, and they start using them. You may have noticed if you have tools laying around, they don't get up and do the work for you. And so this is saying, because you had the courage to face your fears, now you are going to have the courage to make action happen about what this is you want. And that would mean letting go of these disappointments, thinking about, okay, how did that happen? Where did, what happened there? Getting to the truth of it so that you can do it differently this time. And look, the Magician is pointing to, feeling like you need to make this change, and pointing to the Empress. And that's like justice, and right after here. So that's pretty clear. Oh, and then the Lovers come up. So this energy is awesome. So this is saying, you may have met someone, and this quite often can be like an energy of someone that you just met, or that just came into your life. And then you need to let go of this old energy to be able to step into this new. This energy is saying, part of the reason why maybe things didn't work out in your relationships in the past is because you didn't give it enough time before you involved yourself. Like, get to know each other first. Take it slow is the energy that's coming up. Get to know each other before you make decisions, and rush into anything. That's the energy I'm getting. And then, yeah, because that's why it was rushing into your actions. And this could be some sort of fears that you have, like, oh, this is never going to happen. So kind of, instead of settling down, settling for, oh, okay, well, I don't really like that about how that works out with me and that person, but I'm going to put up with it because I want to be married kind of energy. I don't want to be alone energy. And so this is the wounded warrior. I'm not laughing at the wounding, but I'm laughing at the fact that, like, he looks like he's been through it, His wand, I've been everywhere, man. This is like his wands. He's planted many wands around, and he's like, man, that was a lot of work, and all that energy I put into it, it didn't work out very well. So he's recognizing I have to be more careful about, my energy, because I don't want my actions to become burdensome. And remember that this also can be someone that gets that is representing actual pregnancy, not just pregnant with possibilities, but pregnant. So keeping that in mind. And then, oh, here we have it. We have the 3 of Cups. Yes, this energy is talking about these 3 cups. I feel like this represents 3 times that you've been in relationships, and it just didn't work out the way you wanted it to. And what's interesting about this is these 3 people are toasting each other, but none of them are looking at each other. And they're toasting more what the energy of what they want. And that I was picking up this energy of settling because you want to settle down energy. and thinking, okay, I'll make it work somehow. And you did that 3 times in the past and it didn't work out. And the interesting thing in many cultures, especially in European countries, when you toast each other and you don't look at, you can sit on my lap, be a good girl. It's okay. We're almost done the reading. Be a good girl. This is toasting each other, but no one's looking at each other. So when you don't look at each other and you toast, in some cultures, that means 7 years of bad luck in your love life. So that's not what you want. You want to be able to, you know, and then the 10 of Cups comes in, recognizing that. I'm have a little bit lighter, like once you realize, oh, like I was just in that energy and I'm in a totally different energy now. I can have what I want. I can have the 10 of Cups. I can have ultimate fulfillment. I can be a person that is really like in that energy. All I have to do is, you know, be patient and take it a little bit more slow and get to know each other better before putting all the pressure on. I feel like that's the energy coming in. And who doesn't want ultimate fulfillment, right? Now that's worth toasting. Make sure you look at each other. So this energy is the High Priestess coming in. Yeah, using your intuition about this. I feel like, and look at the Magician is saying, as above, so below. If you want this, then look, you have to use your intuition. You can't just be logical. Maybe you've been making very logical choices around your love life, and you need to maybe go more with your heart rather than with your mind when it comes to love. You know, like that kind of energy. And then we have the Knight of Wands. So this is a messenger being sent, and this is about passion, and this is about, you know, reining in your emotions because you want to do it right kind of energy. This is communication coming in about something you're passionate about. And this is the Knight, you know, that is delivering this information. So I feel like this could be a marriage proposal of some sort. And yeah, that energy is coming in now. You've made a decision. And then we have the Ace of Wands. So we have like, okay, now you have a passion for new discovery. Like this is the real deal is what I'm getting. This is the energy that it's in. This is that cup that you're looking for. This is that fulfillment. You have the money, you have the pentacles, you have the lifestyle. Now you want to add that love element and that passion to it with that special someone I'm getting. And now we have Judgment coming in. So this energy is dun, 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 dun. You've made your choice. And so now you're waiting maybe to hear, is this person going to accept my proposal or not? And if this isn't about love for you, I mean, this feels like it's about love, but it also, this card just doesn't have to be about marriage. And this can be about having, making commitments that you, and the commitments that you make that you love, like they're bringing that abundance to you. Yeah, and this energy here is talking about this or that. Having a closed mind, only seeing 2 ways of doing it. It's either this way or that way. It's either good or it's bad. It's either, you know, and this is saying there's not just 2 ways of doing anything. And you can go inward and use your intuition, and then you'll start to realize that maybe you've been judging the situations in ways that you weren't using your intuition as well. And the new moon, I'm doing this reading on the 15th, and that new moon is on the 19th, 20th. And then there's the light after the end of the tunnel. The days get longer, right? And so that's kind of, the light's coming in. And I feel so like maybe around the new moon, you'll really start to notice this energy. The King of Wands is here. And the King of Wands is like really happy, excited, passionate. Like, I think someone said yes. Like that's the kind of energy. And this is a very sexy king, very charismatic, someone that is a lot of fun to be with, a visionary, you know, someone that you can really enjoy. And remember, the king can be a woman that's in her masculine energy. Yeah, and I'm just letting go of the regrets. This is crying over spilt milk. This is like just saying, okay, this this King of Wands, that's you energy, have decided that you're not going to waste any more time in regret over like these last 3 relationships here. You're going to move forward and change your thinking, and you're going to take these 2 cups and you're going to, you know, go down the path, cross the bridge over troubled waters, and you're going to enjoy this new beginning. It's time to let go of regret about the past, learn from your mistakes, and move forward. Really, really awesome energy. And look at this. Like, honestly, like, that's awesome. So this is about soulmates. So this is like when you are in a strong state of being yourself, when you are in that energy, that you are strong and balanced between your masculine and your feminine energy, and you understand what you want, that now the universe, this cup that the universe is handing you is like a soulmate. So this is the energy of someone that you can really be friends with, as well as like a real true companion, and look at, they are looking at each other and toasting each other, not toasting the marriage. You know, sometimes marriages take a life on their own, or the relationship, just wanting to be in a relationship. That's more important than really, you know, then we make it more important than the actual people that we're with. Really, really awesome energy. So if you're looking for love, you're looking, and it's been in all the wrong places, now you're in the right place. So the never-ending nightmare, the enlightenment, you know, going inward and really reflecting, what is it I really do want? And then making a choice to move forward in that way with passion. And it's a gift from the universe, from God, and you deserve it. Let go of the disappointment from the past. Embrace this energy. This soulmates are like 1 + 1 = infinity, infinite potential. And being with someone that you always kind of envisioned yourself to be with, how you feel, you know, when you're with them, and it not having to be this or that, and having to be like exactly the way everybody else does things, and letting go of disappointment from past relationships. This isn't about the people so much that were in them, but how they turned out, and giving up that energy. Like, you're not a wounded warrior anymore. Let your heart heal, open your heart up. And the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. This is saying, God coming in and saying, here's a gift for you. Are you really going to turn this cup down? Or are you going to embrace this? It's time, you know? Really, really awesome. If you're looking for love, this is your reading. No more juggling. That's really good. So if you're enjoying this reading, please do like, comment, and I am going to clarify. Some of you might not be looking for love, but it could be about something you love to do, or something you love to be. Having said that, and you might already have this, and this is something else you're looking for. So we'll look into this a little bit more, but I think it's pretty clear here. This is about a really good opportunity coming in for you. So don't get caught in this it's never going to happen energy. The light at the end of the tunnel is almost here. And so I'm clarifying with my oracle, Tales from the Vector. That's I have a website, talesfromthevector.com, TAILS. And so I have the number of the paintings from my oracle numbered here on these cards in the order they are in my gallery. And in the description box below, I will have them listed. So if you want to go and look at them, you can. This is courtesy of the Intergalactic Federation of Light. I've been working on it since 2007, but I completed the paintings. Oh, there we go. And there were some very big dragon paintings with crystals and all of that. I'm an artist, so I had a lot of fun doing it. But it took me till 2020 to complete all 64 paintings. And I'm just integrating the information because I want to bring the oracle, like the actual deck out. And I'm working on the information. I want to play with the energy a little bit here online so I get it right. And so this is intention. So the karmic space of intent is like, yeah, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. So you might have had good intentions in the past of getting into situations because like you were like in that energy, that's what you wanted. But you want to make sure that it's what you really want is what's coming up. And that's what causes the juggling of the energy. And so we have also the Hierophant. So justice is here. The Hierophant is spiritual, as above, so below, bringing that down, that energy down. Where is our Magician here? So the Judgment is like from the universe, basically, I'm getting, and from the judgment from God, sending this perfect soulmate to you, is to make up for this disappointment that you felt in the past. And because this decision here, this enlightenment was directly, I'm getting from like that energy. And we, like in the wee hours of the morning, that's when we quite often do. And there was some sort of blind spot that you had around this. So going inward was really beneficial. Blind spots are like, we have them in our vision and like in our actual eyes, but we don't notice them because it's like pixels, and it's just like little tiny pixels missing. And that's kind of the energy here. It's like in the past, if you didn't recognize why these relationships ended in heartache, now you do. So there's a good reason why the rear view mirror is smaller than the windshield. You want to use it to shoulder check before you go into another lane. And then you don't sit there like after you shoulder checked and like a day later you're driving and you're still thinking about, oh, like you're still shoulder checking. So the windshield, keep your eye on the future. And the lack of awareness, so sometimes when we're in situations like that and we can't see, the lack of awareness causes us to miss a lot of opportunities. And this is talking about the manifestation of what you want. And from the sacral chakra, that's where we manifest from. And that's what the Empress uses, that energy, putting down burdens that don't belong to you, understanding what are you manifesting here, more burdens, or are you manifesting just for the sake of it so that you feel busy, or are you really moving in a direction you want to go? And then we have Trauma Queen. So and this is kind of talking about when, things don't go the way we think and we can't get to the truth of it, we can't see the truth of it, it can cause a lot of trauma within. And that can be from our childhood, from our subconscious mind. So it's hard to get a grip on. And so this can cause people to go into, they can become very aggressive and want to fight with their words, or they can go into flight where they just run from love. I'm not ever doing that again kind of energy. Or just freeze and they're like just stuck where they are like for years. You could sit under this tree disappointed for decades, if you don't get up. And so this is Scorpio energy, is about uniting, elevating your life and conquering. It's right on this strength card, having the courage to conquer your fears and move forward and to elevate your energy so that the next time you get into a situation that you use the information, what you learned from it in the past, and you apply that. And then we have Libra energy coming in. Yeah, being ready. This is talking also about being actually in a position where you were mature enough to have like an adult relationship where you actually get married. So, a lot of times, 35 just happens to be the number of the card, but nothing just happens to be in my oracle. So it's sort of saying like a lot of people by the time they're 35, they're mature enough to handle like having a family and all that. But quite often we do it much sooner. And so it's not saying that's not a bad thing or anything. It's just saying that, you can anticipate, like when you learn from what's happening in your life, by the time you're 35, you usually have a pretty good grip on it. And you can start anticipating what's going to happen, like in a good way or in a strong way, rather than being in expectation of it. It has to happen this way. And Libra is also about justice, right? And Libra is ruled by Venus as well as the Empress is. So it's like a maturity. Like when you have enough life experience, then all of a sudden you are in a position where you can have the experience of all 4 queens to step into that energy in a mature way. And then dissension. So this kind of energy is, you know, like swimming with sharks. So this is about scrambled information. And so sometimes, like in marriage, there can be a lot of that energy coming in from all sorts of people. You know, when we get married, they say, is there anyone here that doesn't think these people should get married? You don't usually see someone getting up and saying it, but there's lots of whispering in the background. You know, I don't think they should get married. So it's kind of, that's the energy I'm picking up. So this is also talking about with this disappointment. Do you need to be right? Like, are you hanging on to like, I can't see anything I did wrong in this relationship, and it was all the other person's fault, and making mountains out of molehills, out of small things that happened. Understanding that sometimes we do that. And are you going to be right, or do you want to be happy? Because there's no way, if you're in a marriage or in a relationship and it almost came to marriage or whatever, that you were right all the time. Like, you know, people joke about that. A lot of men will say, you know, oh, well, and they say, oh, how have you been married for like 60 years? And they'll say, well, we made a decision that when it was something serious, that we needed to, you know, get together and discuss what are the steps we would take. In 60 years, we've never had anything that serious. So my wife is always right. And so it's that kind of energy, right? And it's a joke, but you know, the truth is funny. So the Aquarius energy is being willing to experiment like a little bit with your life, understanding, especially now we're moving into this new energy, more and more of Aquarius from the Pisces, the old man's club, you know, that guy, oh, this is the way it was always done. Now we're moving into, okay, you want to experiment a little, you want to observe, hey, when I did that, this happened. I didn't like that, so I don't want this to happen again, so I'm going to do this instead and see if that never happens again, that kind of energy. So being willing to observe and then recognize and then experiment. Okay, I could do it this way or I could do it that way. That kind of energy. Being more playful about it, really. That's the energy I'm picking up. And there could be jealousy involved. You know, we're all siblings on the planet, but that jealousy could be in the family dynamics when you were growing up. And you know, a lot of times people say, well, I was the middle child and I was the oldest child and I was the youngest child. And every one of them will have a story about how that sucked or how great it was. And it's also recognizing, and this is something I really have noticed over the years studying this, is that you're never, like, people, like, they wonder, like, how can we have the same parents and have such different experiences? Because you never have the same parents. Like the first child, the firstborn, you didn't come with a manual, and so they were experimenting, you know what I mean? And then they were observing, did it work? Then the second child comes out, and the firstborn's it's not an only child anymore, and so there's an adjustment that has to be made there. And so the first child is the oldest, and the second child coming in is the baby. And then what happens is, hey, there's a third child that comes along, and the baby is no longer the baby. Now they're caught in the middle, and there's a baby and there's an older child. And the parents by now are way less worried about how you know, they're not observing this child as like, this is a brand new event. It's like, okay, this is the third one. They've learned a thing or two. So they might do a way better job with the third baby. And the two older ones, well, when I was that age, you did this and that. Well, because we didn't know better. So it's that kind of energy. But the parents, when you were born might have had like a more carefree lifestyle. And then by the time the third child came along, maybe some hardship came up, and you don't have as much money as you had when, you know. And so taking this in realizing that you really never have the same parents. And And that's why it's so different. And so look at this. The Emperor comes in when we observe that this or that energy. And we recognize, okay, I'm letting go of that disappointment. I'm going to change the way I do things. I'm all about performance. I'm going to be like this Empress I just met, and I'm going to take that energy on. And that's a really, like, it's fun. I'm feeling like, feels so much lighter, more like the Cancer energy coming in here. And when these, I just want to point out, when these signs come up, they could be signs that you're actually, you recognize in different people in your life, but this can also be more of an energy. Like when I'm doing a reading and it's a collective reading like this, I'm looking more at like, what is the stage of life and what is the energy? Like what is the state of being of that sign? And so the stage of life for the Cancer energy is representing an adolescent girl that's in the, in the cycles of the moon, and she's just starting her cycle usually around that age. And so this can be, it says right here, engaged or entrenched, right? So you can become engaged and be entrenched in that energy. Like it's the marriage, it becomes more important than the people in the marriage. The wedding becomes more important than the marriage, basically. That kind of energy. And it's very emotional, very up and down, in cycles. And so that's the energy that recognizing that eventually we mature and we realize that it's not the end of the world when things didn't happen the way we expected, and that there will be light at the end of the tunnel. All of us, any of us who have made it this far, know that we've had bad times and it seemed like they were never going to end, but then they did, and it changed, because that's the one thing we can rely on is change, transition. There it is, coming up. There's always going to be transition in our lives. There's always transition in our lives. It's never exactly the same. We are never in the same place we used to be. We didn't have the same parents. It just looked like we did. That kind of energy. And then, mother, and that this energy is quite often this energy of being a mother and being responsible. A lot of women, when they become a mother, they really change, because like now they have like this little being that they're in charge. Like they have to be a mother, And they always said, when I grow up, I'm not going to be like my mother. And then they realized that they start adopting the practices that their mother did, because the baby doesn't come with a manual. It's that kind of energy. And there we have it again. The judgment. Judging other people is God's duty. And God has really good judgment about all of us, because God sees the big picture. So if this is a soulmate coming in, this energy, it's just clarification. It's coming in. This is God's energy here and in here. And it's saying, hey, this is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I wouldn't send this person to you if it wasn't the perfect person for you. If I would have sent this person to you sooner, when you were still in this energy, it wouldn't have worked out. So that's why it's taken so long. Not because you don't deserve it, not because you're not good at what you're doing. It's because you weren't in the proper energy to accept this gift. Rejection is quite often God's protection. That's the energy. So I really like this. This is really good advice, and it's making me laugh, because we take life so seriously sometimes. Sometimes you just have to say how silly you can look at, how silly life can be. So I hope you've enjoyed this reading. Please do like and comment if you had. Consider subscribing if you resonate with the energy of the channel. And I will be back with another reading for you tomorrow. Bye for now. Okay, Stella, I have to lift you up, baby. Sorry, I have to wake you up.